So, meet Lindy Chamberlain, a woman who, in 1980, was living what seemed like a peaceful, ordinary life in Australia. She had 3 kids, a loving husband named Michael, and a knack for juggling motherhood with her role as a pastor's wife. They were the picture of a wholesome family. But little did they know, their upcoming camping trip to Uluru, the iconic giant red rock in the Northern Territory, would flip their lives upside down in the most horrific and absurd way possible. The Chamberlains were camping near Uluru, a spot that's both breathtakingly beautiful and, apparently, Dingo Central. It was August 17, 1980, a calm, clear night in the Australian desert. Lindy put her 9-week-old baby Azaria to bed in the family's tent. Azaria was wrapped snugly in a jumpsuit and a tiny matinee jacket. The family gathered by the campfire, probably swapping stories with other campers and enjoying the serenity of the outback. Classic wholesome vibes, right? Wrong, until one day. Actually, that day. Around 8 p.m., Lindy heard a strange noise near the tent, a low growl followed by an eerie silence. She rushed over and saw the tent flap open. Azaria's bassinet? Empty. She looked up and saw a dingo slinking away into the darkness. In a panic, Lindy screamed the words that would haunt her for decades. "A dingo's got my baby." Cue chaos. Fellow campers and rangers jumped into action, searching the area with flashlights. They found dingo tracks around the tent and small bloodstains on Azaria's bassinet. Not far away, they discovered the baby's jumpsuit, torn and bloody, near a dingo's lair. For any rational person, this would be a clear, tragic case of wildlife behaving like wildlife. But oh no, the story was just getting started. Now, you'd think the public would rally around the grieving family. Instead, Lindy found herself at the center of a media circus. People began nitpicking her every move. Why wasn't she crying on camera? Why did she seem so composed? Because apparently the public expected a full-on soap opera performance from a grieving mother. And when Lindy didn't deliver, they turned on her faster than a dingo on a stake. But wait, it gets worse. A few months later, the police claimed to find fetal blood in the Chamberlains' car. They concocted this wild theory that Lindy had murdered Azaria with a pair of scissors, staged the dingo story, and carried out this heinous act in the middle of a crowded campsite without anyone noticing. Makes total sense, right? Spoiler alert, it didn't. The trial became Australia's O.J. Simpson moment. The courtroom was packed, the media coverage was relentless, and the public was split into 2 camps. Team Dingo and Team Lindy did it. Prosecutors paraded dubious forensic evidence, including the blood in the car, which was later revealed to be, wait for it, a mix of spilled milkshake and a sound-deadening compound used in car manufacturing. Solid work, guys. Despite the shaky evidence, Lindy was convicted of murder in 1982 and sentenced to life in prison. Michael was found guilty of being an accessory and got a suspended sentence. Meanwhile, the real villain of this story, a freaking dingo, was probably chilling in the outback, wondering why humans were so dumb. Fast forward to 1986. A British tourist named David Brett fell to his death while climbing Uluru. During the search for his body, rangers stumbled upon Azaria's missing matinee jacket near a dingo's den. This was the smoking gun that proved Lindy's story was true all along. The courts overturned her conviction, and she was released after serving 3 years in prison for a crime she didn't commit. But the nightmare wasn't over. It took until 2012, 32 years after Azaria's death, for a coroner to officially rule that a dingo was responsible for the tragedy. 32 years. Let that sink in. Lindy and Michael spent decades fighting to clear their names while dealing with the unimaginable grief of losing their child. So, what's the takeaway here? First, dingoes may look cute, but they're not your furry little friends. Second, public opinion can be as dangerous as a wild animal. It chews you up and spits you out without a second thought. And finally, always double-check your forensics, people. Thanks for watching Talescape. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that'll make you rethink camping, justice, and everything in between.